burner, and it was a day off. It's kind of a day off. I sort of got up late, went down to the local. It snowed overnight. It was like midday. I went to the local coffee shop to get a cup of Wake the Fuck Up, and in the queue, I was glomming onto their Wi-Fi. In the queue, I suddenly get a signal, and my emails just go. And the top one from my office in capital letters with an exclamation mark says, "What are we going to do about MT?" I'm like, MT? so I'm like, I open it up and it's like, whoa. And by this time I'm at the front of the queue and I say to the woman behind the counter, "Have you heard the news from England?" She said, "No." I said, "Margaret Thatcher's dead." She said, "Margaret Thatcher is still alive?" It's Calgary, remember? They're all from Texas. They dress like it. And dance like it too, I have to say. Lovely people. That's where the line dancing thing come from. But I said to her, "Yeah, she's dead, she's dead." And the kid was like, "Wow, amazing." I said to her, "You couldn't just say that to me, could you?" She said, "How do you mean?" I said, "Just say to me, Margaret Thatcher is dead. Could you just say it to me?" And she said, "You just want me to just say it to you?" I'm like, "Yeah, you just say it to me." And she's like, "Margaret Thatcher's dead." I was like, "Yeah!" And then I had it out of my system, and the rest of the day I was fine. But I just needed that moment of someone. The woman behind me in the queue hugged me. She was Canadian. She knew Margaret Thatcher was still alive. I had nightmares about her. When she went to see Billy Elliot, she hid behind the counter when Margaret Thatcher came on. So, yeah. So I just posted, you know, that I was in Calgary and you know, just the whole thing switched on and suddenly Margaret Thatcher's dead. I must have got 2,000 abusive comments at least. And when I posted that night, you know, I'm going to leave all these abusive comments. I'll come a separate post. I'm going to leave all these abusive comments just as an example of the kind of people that support Margaret Thatcher and her policies. That got 6,000 comments, of which I've read 2. Here's my point. There is so much cynicism out on the internet. I'm an hard bastard, me. You know, I'm only wearing a shirt. And it's winter in Chicago, you know, I'm hard. But if I was a 19-year-old Billy Bragg, just starting to put together my first political ideas, and every time I said something I thought was important, I got that kind of shit through the letterbox all the time, you know, I might think to myself, fuck this, where do I sign up for X Factor? You know, there's so much of it out there, and it troubles me. It troubles me because, you know, there's not as if there's not already enough cynicism in the world. You know? And I've come to the conclusion over the last couple of years that the enemy of all of us who want to make the world a better place is not actually capitalism or conservatism, it's actually cynicism. And I'm not talking about doubt. Doubt is the most human of all failings. Never trust anyone who has no doubts because they're either a crazy religious fundamentalist or a humorless trot. I'm not talking about skepticism. As long as it's constructive, skepticism is healthy. Cynicism is when someone has given up and they want you to give up too because it makes them feel better. I don't have time for that shit in my life anymore. I don't know about you. But here's the thing. The cynicism that is the enemy of all of us, the true enemy of all of us who want to make the world a better place, is not the cynicism they fire out from Fox News every night. That's their job. That's what they do. That's their purpose. The cynicism that is our greatest enemy is our own cynicism. Our own sense that nothing ever changes, that nothing makes a difference, that all politicians are as bad as each other. They're not. They're not. Some are good, some are bad, most of them are both. At the same time, that's what's so frustrating about the whole process. But fundamentally, you know, Fox News want us to give in to that cynicism. They want us to have, they're chipping away at that sense of doubt. They want us to become cynical. And I speak as someone who helped to get Tony Blair elected, so you can imagine how I feel sometimes about this whole shit thing. You know? So, you know, we have to fight and overcome our cynicism and claw our way back. And the only real antidote to cynicism is activism, is to engage, is to take part in that process of trying to make the world a better place and not giving up. And it's tough, and we do fall off that horse, but we have to get back on it, not only for our own sakes, but for that next generation of activists coming through. who don't see, you know, realise it's a long, hard push. Those young people who worked so hard to get Obama elected and didn't realise that all they'd done by getting him elected was getting their guy on the pitch with the ball. They didn't realise they still had to get him into the end zone. It's tough for them. It's harder perhaps than it was for us because we had an ideology of sorts out there to work with. So this is my anti-cynicism. It's not really an anthem, but it's all we've got. It's called Tomorrow Is Going to Be a Better Day. To the misanthropic, misbegotten merchants of gloom, who look into their crystal balls and prophesy our doom, let the death knell chime, it's the end of time. Let the cynics take their blinkers off and toast our decline. Don't become demoralized by this chorus of complaint. It's a sure sign the old world is terminally quaint, and tomorrow's gonna be a better day. No matter what the siren voices say, tomorrow's gonna be a better day. We're gonna make it that way. Ironic whistling this is. I know you Americans don't do irony. To the pessimistic populists who harbor no doubt that every day we make our way to hell in a handcar, and the snarky set who is sniping to get everyone puts their head above the parapet. Oh, don't be disheartened, baby, don't be fooled. Take it from someone who knows the glass is half full, and tomorrow's gonna be a better day. No matter what the siren voices say, tomorrow's gonna be a better day. We're gonna make it that way. Matt Brown on the double bass, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, beautiful, Matt.